Some of the latest buzz conversations may lead you to believe a mass exodus from Stadia is on its way. Nah, gross overstatement. Here's why. See as why Stadia gaming is still a solid choice for myself and others is SDO Daily, baby. Let's get into this one. What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K back again with another episode of the SDO Daily. So very much we welcome you to this episode. Do us a huge favor before we get into this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and rock those bells for notifications, please. That way you know when we're dropping these doses. We appreciate all of y'all straight up. You know the deal, you know the reason, and by now you should know the slogan. We are not too proud to ask. All right, let's move forward. So what I want to do in making this point here is I want to talk about this in 4 lanes. The first lane is, why is this video even needed? What has happened and what has transpired to where this video is even needed? And then I'm going to talk about the reasons why I'm sticking with Stadia based upon what has transpired. I'm going to give each of those reasons separately, and there's 3 of them. And then lastly, we'll conclude and talk about everything in the back end. So first and foremost, why is this video even needed? Well, Geforce now recently put out some very clever marketing. This marketing drew a very poignant line in the sand that was attractive to a lot of Stadia hardcore gamers. All right. First, they're offering now up to 1440p, 120 frames per second, instead of up to 1080p, or 1200p rather, up to 1200p, 120 frames per second, in a new tier, along with promising new latency measures that rival Daddy device gaming. Stadia, however, though offering up to 4K, has seen a lot of games of late capped at 30 frames per second. Now, even though I'm more than understanding to those enticed by this new announcement, hell, if what they believe this represents is true, then it is reason to celebrate. But I can only go by personal experience with the stream quality of the original retail GFM, along with other lofty claims not reaching expectations yet with Xbox Cloud streaming. Therefore, for me, I personally choose to hold my excitement until I completely see what they're offering. Nonetheless, there are those that are proclaiming to me and others, no, MM2K, get excited. This is it. Purely the next generation of cloud gaming. They definitely beat Stadia, quote unquote, to the punch. Therefore, and this is the biggest part, ditch the platform. Go ahead and ditch Stadia. At that point, that's where I pump the brakes. As a Fortune 500 guy, one for multiple decades, I know clever marketing doesn't always equate to in-the-hand results. So with that in mind, along with other reasons, here's why I'm sticking with Stadia, despite those calls. First and foremost, reason number 1, I know what the system is. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, let me preface it with this. Many have become upset, or more recently enraged at the fact that Stadia does not have more AAA or big name titles released in 2021, and the ones they do have are lacking 60 frames per second. Now, I too want more games on the platform. Heck, I'm literally begging Stadia to get Dying Light 2 on there so I can play on their marvelous tech with that game. 60 frames per second was also a major selling point for me personally on getting on the platform and staying on it. So I want more of it too. But guess what? I get that this platform, A, doesn't have a gamer like me, day and date all big title / 60 frames per second guy, as part of its core target demo. And B, we don't see the performance we should because developers are not giving it the effort they can, not because Stadia doesn't want them to. Also, I paid attention to the Jack Buser interviews, one of which was this one. Let me show you something. This is a snippet of an interview that Jack Buser had where he was asked pretty much how do you convince an audience that's already built up a library with PlayStation and Xbox and so forth to come over and try Stadia when Stadia is launched. The general consensus was Stadia wants all these Xbox and PlayStation gamers on the platform and expects to retain them day one. And Jack Buser alerts the interviewer, no, that's not the case. And he says, poignantly, in a highlighted section I have here, in response to that, the same device you are using certainly has better and more rich game experiences. That will take time to play out because gamers will have to realize, oh my God, Stadia has improved so much from years ago. I can't believe I'm still using the same screen. But that's the third piece there. So even Jack Buser, before launch, admitted that Stadia at launch in its early years was not for everybody, and their expectation wasn't to retain all gamers, particularly most hardcore of hardcore that want the games and the frames per second with every title. I also read and understood articles from those like NASDAQ, okay? And those articles from those like NASDAQ highlighted cloud gaming being a low-ceiling business across the board in comparison to other sectors right now. Let me show you something else. This is such article where in the NASDAQ article, let me show you so you know I'm not making this up or I didn't write this in the backyard somewhere. In relation to cloud gaming, it says it is estimated that cloud gaming revenues will exceed $1 billion for the first time in 2021, and the global cloud market is projected to reach $7 billion in 2027. Now they do know that is an expanding and an impressive CAGR of 47.9% over the forecast period, 2020 to 2027. But if you look at gaming as a whole, it's projected to reach $189 billion in revenues in 2021. And according to another estimate, the global gaming market is expected to reach $257 billion by 2025. By 2027, cloud gaming is only expected to reach $7 billion by estimates. So again, the business has a low ceiling. As a result, these entities would be taking gradual steps forward until the year analysts project that consumers are ready for cloud gaming at mass. And when I say analysts, I mean the external analysts and the internal analysts, all who are saying the same thing, that it's going to take some time for cloud gaming to become a norm. All right. And that goes for Amazon with its very limited activity right now. Xbox cloud streaming still struggling to find a balance across the board in fidelity and performance. GFN with its inconsistent stream quality at the moment. And even Stadia with its limited catalog of current AAA titles as of late. And even if GFN can be the first to break that mold and provide both great quality performance and a multitude of popular games, that's great. But guess what? It took them 5 years to get here or get there. I don't want to over speculate. And it's not 4K, it's 1440p. So it took them 5 years to get to 1440p. B, the rest will sure follow right behind them. Trust me. Now, I'm not letting the superficial need for bragging rights have me pull something I understand, enjoy out of my gaming portfolio so others feel good about their purchase, period. Reason number 2, let's move on. Promising future that lies ahead for the platform, okay? Now, many have asked, what's Stadia's case? Why won't they just get the games? Well, getting all the games day and date for their type of standalone platform would be an astronomical challenge this early. It would be the type of challenge that would have them paying unfathomable amounts of money for ports. Such an amount that their investors and their board would not allow it. Why? Because they're not that established yet with game makers. Relationships with devs and publishers are not there yet for that type of output. Trust has to be earned. Even Xbox, when they first came out, who appeared to be willing to go bankrupt with the OG Xbox unit just to keep Sony out of the living room the best way that they saw possible, experienced this trouble. And they invested heavily into exclusive games. Despite all that, they still got walloped. 29 million to Sony's 150 million units in homes. Also, investing in games has heavily bloated beyond typical inflation levels. For instance, Dead Space 2's cost of 60 million just 2 gens ago was considered astronomical. But today, we're talking Halo Infinite possibly costing $500 million to make. The room to get jump-started for standalone platforms like Stadia will take a bit longer. But if the recent white label deal involving Batman Arkham on AT&T's cloud gaming service, powered by Stadia, is an indication we are in for great times. As you look and play the game, you not only see the care the devs took to tap Stadia's full potential like never before, but you see what is likely the result of Stadia's new tool sets at display, making PC ports easier and more expansive on the platform. You have to play it to understand. So the future looks bright. We know here, courtesy of certain inside info, that Alphabet has raised the priority of the platform. More resources are now available to Stadia, making developing on the platform easier and accommodating for partners. And new incentive programs are being rolled out as further enticement. So me, dump the platform now? Yeah, right. Okay, reason number 3, the community. Look, y'all, I've been gaming for 35 plus years. I've been part of many gaming communities and efforts along the way. And I have to say that at the heart of my enthusiasm for Stadia is the community. It's magical the way gamers' passions have been tapped to create experiences with other gamers unparalleled by other communities. I'm sorry, I see no such fervor with other cloud platforms and their players. Now I get it. The unity isn't as strong as it once was, but that's okay. Others have made choices and moved on. Nonetheless, there's still plenty here to carry the mantle. Just this month alone, we had a Stadia-sponsored Bomberman R event. We've seen the reemergence of a Stadia community circular highlighting content creators big and small. And we raised over $5,000 in money for charity streaming, consecutive hours that is, every Saturday of the month, Stadia content 100%. That's just some of the magic that goes on with this community. Now, who else is doing that for other cloud platforms? Hell, any premier platform. So therefore, eliminating my regular access to the folks who made, for instance, Old Dirty Blaster Stadia cross-platform plans possible, nah, not happening. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you something else. This is PNTS Network's site, shameless plug, part of PNTS Network. And this is our section for our clan, the Old Dirty Blasters. Now, the purpose of the Old Dirty Blasters is to engage other gamers on other platforms and create clans together across multiple platforms so we can play games where cross-platform play with Stadia is available. It is only because of great community members that are on the other end of this mic that something like this is even possible. Me give that up? Yeah, right. So here's the conclusion, my friends. In closing, I get it. People want to hear more frequently from Stadia. Sort of like an acknowledgement that the stuff you all want is still cooking. To that, I can agree. They can definitely do better there. That said, read my lips the best way you can without being able to see them. I'm not going anywhere. I don't need to. If there's laws and output, I have my other platforms, cloud or dedicated device as a supplement. That's the way that Jack Buser hinted that you may have to do in that interview. So therefore, again, just to recap, I know what the platform is, I know where it's headed, and I know just who I want to celebrate the future of gaming with. So for those who want me to abandon the platform, thank you for the offer, but I'm right where I belong. And that's it from your boy, MM2K. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below, because like I always say, I'm curious what I think. But if you did like this, check out the links below to find me. They'll lead you to the Broadband Bullies, PNTS Network, Hard Knock Digital Culture, and yes, the Stadia Dosage. With all that said, peace. Have a wonderful gaming day.